onto the floor for some pouring on the floor, some rolling on the floor, or you can think about liquids rolling around in your whole system, because we are 70% liquid, and that liquid is fascia. So come down to the floor, keep your knees up, feet on the floor to start. Have your arms by your side wherever you'd like. Start gathering where you can feel your breath. In through your nose and out through your nose. Our nose gives us a lot of energy in and out through the system, not only with 100% oxygen exchange, but also when we use our nose, it gives us more expansion through the bottoms of our lungs. Getting a sense of the bottoms so that you can touch the liquidy part of your body, which is your organs. And the in-betweens then start to feel more liquidy. And if your feet were on a boat, your back was on a boat, your head was on a boat, or a hammock, just notice which way your body would like to start swaying, or it's easier to sway that way. I'm just going to follow your own sensation instead of the video. And just really let the liquid start to pour into wherever you started to pour into. For me, it was my low body, so I'm going to keep going with my low body. If it's your upper body, keep letting the weight of your head go into the floor, feeling the weight of the liquid until you feel like it's completely empty. And then just notice where it can start pouring back. If it wanted to start pouring back, and this is more around structure, or rather liquids than structure. We've been taught for so many years, bend your knee, bend your elbow, turn your head. These are all structural cues. Notice how your liquids move you from side to side, rolling around through the inside of your rib cage, inside of your throat, mouth, head, brain, inside of your fingers, your armpits. If it was water, it would pour all over the floor, So just use your imagination pouring from side to side, and where you'd like to initiate pouring, and where it feels like it empties out. It might be different from side to side. It might start differently each time, but the fact that you're listening is an awareness practice. And this practice can go on for more than 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's just a matter of how long would you like to stay with these sensations. To start to slow down, start resting at the end of the movement and staying there longer. Resting at the end of the movement, staying there longer. How can the floor support you? How can you feel the support of the floor? Until you get to a side that you want to stay on a little bit longer and longer and longer. Where are you breathing more prominently? Exhale into the same space. This gives you a sense of not only inner core, but also outer body, inner body around you. How does the room affect you when you move from side to side? Is there light touching you that you like to be touched by? Does it change when you flip over? When you're ready to come back to center, have your feet right underneath your knees in line with your sits bones. Let your arms be down by your side. Press down through your feet. And then palms face down, your elbows are a little wide. Bend your right elbow out towards the side, reach your right fingers up towards the ceiling and extend. Let your shoulder be heavy. Start to make little circles with your humerus, which is the bone of your basic arm, the bicep. Your bicep is on your arm. I call it the basic arm because, you know, the forearm is so complex. It's very basic in your humerus. And can you make this a little smaller? It's very interesting to notice what it feels like with a big circle versus a small circle. Are you drawing on the ceiling or are you drawing on the floor? Switch directions. I was touching my arm just so I can feel. You can do that anytime. Still pressing gently through the tops of your feet just to keep your pelvis sound, and also for ground support. Your feet are touching the floor, so use your feet as support instead of just being on the floor but not being active on the floor. Come to neutral with your arm, and just like a tree falling down, just let it drop. Now we're doing the other side. Palm face down on the left side, still pressing through your feet. Bend the elbow out towards the side. Reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. And keep extending the fingers while the shoulder blade is weighted down on the floor like an anchor on a boat. Begin to draw little circles. Or big circles. Notice what you want to start with. This is just a way for your humerus to gather information inside the socket. And the spaces that are easy to go, really initiate and say, oh, good job, you're really good at that. And the spaces that are kind of hesitant, just say thank you. You know, they have a purpose for hanging on. They have a story, just like you do for so many things. Switch directions. Are you drawing on the ceiling or are you drawing on the floor? Is it easier now to do the opposite? Or is it more difficult? Just take these as notes so that you can come back to this exercise and do it again and see if it's working out. Come back to neutral, please. Imagine a tree falling. Let your arm drop. Couple of times, press into your feet and then suction cup to come out. Suction cup in your feet. Press through your feet. Suction cup to come out. You can feel your hamstrings kind of light up. And then press through your feet to allow your spine to articulate with your head and grow long. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really breathe into your low belly while you do this. So it decompresses your whole low back. Because you're breathing while pumping fluid into your sacrum. 5 more rounds. When our sacrum can pump forward and back, it then allows our diaphragm to pump forward and back and have a horizontal plane of motion to then breathe in a 3D way. So this movement through the feet allows the sacrum to pump information to the diaphragm and the skull of, hey, this is how I work. Good, last round, press through your feet. Suction cup to come back and go further than you may want to. Oh, there's the extension. Oh, there's the stretch in my head. Oh yeah, I can feel it. When you suction cup the feet, you should almost feel your head lengthening away from you, and it's like growing. Oh, I can feel like tingling sensations in my knees. Woo. Good, and then come back to neutral. Come up into standing. Let's do a couple knee bends. Whew. Bend your shins forward, arms long, your pelvis can sink. Get a sense of where the top of your head is. You can place your hands on top of your head if you'd like for it to pull. Then press through the top of your feet to lengthen. You should feel your head kind of bobble a little bit. Bend your shins. Find the top of your feet. Press through the top of your feet, finding your spine, your line. Your line is something that's imaginary, a couple inches in front of the spine that goes through your pelvis and through your skull. Find your line. Then press through your feet. Orient to your line. Good. Bend your knees. Orient to your line. Orient to your line, then move. Ooh, good one. All right, shake it out. Wiggle it out. Go for a good walk today. Have some amino acids. Get your good greens in. Have a healthy life. Let your fascia be what it is. It changes every day. Keep checking in with your structure with these videos. And really just allow yourself to be yourself. Check in.